Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about the important topic of empathing. What is empathing? It's what empaths do. If you're an empath or if you're having your gifts open, you're probably going to feel it. There's multiple forms of empathing, and I'm going to talk to you very, very specifically as to what empathing is, the degrees of this gift, and why do you make that face? Well, there's some enjoyable aspects to this gift, and there's some aspects that are just like, what is this? Now, and you really have to identify it. So the first step ever in empathing is to identify what you're feeling. If you don't know what you're feeling, then a gift can close, because if you're walking around feeling pain because you're connected to people, then other gifts will start rows of Jerichoing. If you know that when there's no water nearby a rose of Jericho, they'll go straight up and they'll close up. So it's important to recognize your gifts. Now, depends on the degree. It just flat out depends on the degree. So some people are empaths in the form of they can feel what other people are feeling. Essentially, everyone's an empath. Even, and this is where some people will get thrown off, is even narcissists have a deep empath within them. And people are like, what's that mean? Basically, inside the shell, and God did not make any human in the form of not being able to feel something. That's how I know, and that's how I'm able to rip narcissists out of their shells, especially people who get specific necklaces from me with aquamarine in it. They'll be around the narcissist, they'll start wanting to talk to everyone, they'll start crying, they'll start letting out their emotions, because you have to know what a narcissist is. It's someone who, at one point in life or in a past life, was a major empath, and they got hurt so much to the point where they didn't want to feel anything anymore. So maybe in that past life, before they get into this life, they seal up and they're the most aggressive person ever, and they just don't care about anyone, because it's easier that way. It is easier that way. For the people who are empaths watching their video, wouldn't it be nice if you didn't feel anything? You're feeling other people's pains, you're feeling other people's traumas. It would be nice to not feel anything, right? And that's what some people who are, most people who are narcissists will flat out just not want to feel anything. So when you work with certain crystals such as aquamarine, morganite, certain crystals will just crack them open and they'll start crying when no one's around, or they'll cry in front of people too. They'll be what they call underwater. So they'll be full-fledged in water form. Now, and I do have experience in healing narcissists too, turning people who don't care about anything into people who care about everything. Essentially, and that's not a good thing either. So remember how I said that empaths are someone who feels everything, and a narcissist are someone who used to be an empath. Technically, everyone's an empath, just to different degrees. You could be a level 1 empath, you could be a level 100 empath. But you have to know you're empathing, and being an empath is the first step in opening your gifts, other gifts. So let's get into this right now. So in order for you to feel your guardian angel, to hear them, you have to feel them. So you feel and being an empath's about recognizing your own energy. That's the biggest thing ever. It's not just recognizing other people's energy, because everyone's an extension of yourself. So if you think empaths is just feeling other people's energy, that's kind of it's more than that. It's feeling your own energy. I'll give you an example. There's physical empaths and there's spiritual empaths. There's the third dimension empaths, and then there's the fifth dimension empaths. Usually fifth dimensions are both third and fifth, but I'm not trying to get too technical to confuse you guys. Let's talk about a third dimension empath. And for all my third dimension empaths, let's get this started. Your hand chakras. The first step in feeling is, because humans have 5 fingers. 5 represents action and change. So when people normally grab something, it's to change something. For example, someone just grabbed the door to open it. They change the direction of the door just by opening it and where they're heading. So if that's an example of physical empathing. So when you grab something, you feel it. You don't need to touch something to feel it. You look with your eyes, not your hands. That's why I tell people about gemstones and whatnot. Like, don't touch them. So you can feel them by not touching them. So feeling isn't touching. Feeling isn't seeing. Feeling isn't hearing. Feeling is being. Well, feeling is feeling. So how do you know God is with you and God loves you? Technically, by using that gift of an empath to feel. That's so beautiful. To basically feel that love in your soul, and the people who are empaths can feel the love that God has the absolute most for them, because they feel that love. So it's about feeling your energy first. So when you're an empath, You feel your energy first. You feel your energy first. If you're feeling other people's energy first, it means you might not be feeling your own energy. Okay? So, if you're flat out feeling everyone else's energy first, and you don't notice your own energy, then there's an issue. So you have to recognize your own energy. So what happens if you're feeling everyone else's energy, and you're getting drained, you're getting exhausted? And this happens to a lot of people, so there's nothing wrong with it. So you're like talking to someone, after talking to them, you're like, I can't keep my eyes open. It's like, what in the world? So after that point, in empathing, you didn't recognize that you were around someone who just made you tired. The biggest thing is when you empath and empathing, you're around someone, you detect your own energy system. So essentially a good way to start is the 7 chakras. How does your mind feel? And you can do this little empath test. You can call it the empath test. Feel your root. Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure? Do you feel comfortable in your environment? Do you feel like you have to run away or you have to stay? Feel your sacral. And what do I mean by feel? Do you have to touch it? No. Touching is not always feeling. It's not. When you look at a glass door, you know it's glass not because you touched it before, but you know what glass is. So every glass door can feel different. So that's completely different. But now go to your sacral chakra and feel your sacral chakra. Just think about it. Do you feel confident? Do you feel not confident? Do you feel confident in your manifestations? What do you feel confident about? What do you feel not confident about? And then you could feel that chakra. You go to your heart. Do you feel like you're receiving more than you're giving? Do you feel like you're giving more than you're receiving? When you're talking to someone in the conversation, do you feel like it's an equal exchange of energy in the conversation? Go to your throat. Do you feel like you're communicating in the conversation? Do you feel like you have something to say? Do you feel like the other person won't let you talk? Do you feel like your energy's like it's very strange to them, or like you don't know how to communicate? So feel these different energy centers. Go to your third eye. Do you feel like you have the intuition that's required? Do you feel like you know what that person's thinking? Do you feel like you have a good intuition about that person? Go to your crown chakra. Do you feel like you're on the right path? Do you feel like that person belongs on your path? This is a good way to empath. So just people don't realize your mind isn't necessarily in your mind. We're made up of several different minds. The etheric body is very advanced. Your brain isn't just up here. So, in essence, really start feeling it. Just when I may feel, ask these questions. You can rewind the video to that section, where I just talked about all these and write them down. So how do you feel? Most people don't know that they don't feel good based off of something they felt from someone else. So go up this list from the root to the crown. And then let's just say, okay, you're feeling safe and secure in your environment. So what does it mean when I turn over and look over? It means I'm checking my environment. I feel safe and I'm secure, but I'm also making sure that the environment's safe. It just started raining. And yes, I changed lighting when it starts raining. How cool. So your environment's safe. Your environment's secure. Now, my environment's safe and secure. Checking this. So what is this? Now you're empathing your surroundings. It's not even about anyone else, unless there's a person there. So the door is locked. I feel safe. I feel secure. You've empathed the environment. Now go to your sacral chakra. Do you feel tired, lethargic, drained? How do I feel? I feel energized. I feel not too much energy, but not too little energy. I feel balanced. So same thing as you guys. So are you feeling tired? Do you feel like you don't want to see other people? You don't want to be around other people? If someone walked up here, I'd say, hello, how are you? As I do in videos, I want to be like, I don't want to talk to people today. I don't want to talk to people today. Like, leave me alone. Some people are like that. That's a sacral chakra blockage. That's working with orange crystals will help that. So now you're getting it. Now you guys are getting it. This is empathing now. And this is this is the best way to teach about empathing. There's several ways of empathing or feeling empathy towards someone's emotions, feeling their aura, etc. This is the smartest way of doing it. So most intelligent way is to configuring your chakras as to preserving your energy. So now I go to my heart chakra. How do I feel? Do I feel like I'm giving too much to people? No. Do I feel like I'm receiving? And yes, I'm using myself as an example. I'm not perfect, but I make sure I check my chakras to make sure that I'm in balance. So this is something I actually practice myself. So do I feel like I'm receiving too much? And you got to be careful of that question. Like, oh, I could never receive too much. Well, are you taking more than you're giving? Nope. Are you giving more than you're receiving? Nope. I feel balanced. So you can just say, I feel balanced. Now, and please be honest with yourselves. It's not an ego thing. It's not an ego thing. Go to your third eye, or actually go to your throat. Do I feel like I'm communicating everything I need to communicate? Yeah, I'd like to say more, but I don't have as much time in the video to put everything in the video, so I might have to do a second video on this, but I feel like the message that I need to get is getting out. So do I feel like you guys are perceiving me well? Yes. I'm focused on the video. I'm focused on what my angels are saying. I'm focused on the message. So yeah, so always, and you can always like critique yourself a little bit. So like, I wish I could say a little bit more. So I'll just be, even just a little tiny, okay, one thing about the, like, I have a shadow aspect. So third eye, do I feel like I know what I'm talking about? Yeah, lots of experience, especially from past lives. And a couple, I mean, I can share something. A couple lifetimes ago, I was around humans that much. So yes. Crown chakra, do I feel like I'm on the right track? I feel like I'm on the right track because I'm teaching people about how to elevate their selves and how to basically be on track with their gifts of empathing. So what happens when you come in contact with another person? Now you know your own energy without coming in contact with anyone. This is where it gets interesting. When you're talking to the person, ask yourself in your head, as you talk to that person without being awkward about it, ask yourself in your head, how do I feel about this conversation? Or before that, before they approach you, how do I feel about this person? The root chakra. Do I feel like talking to this person? The sacral chakra. Do I feel confident around this person? Am I confident that I'm safe? The sacral and the root. Or the solar plexus, and the sacral and the root. So and essentially, am I confident around that person? Solar plexus chakra. You guys see what's going on here. It's pretty cool. Now, when you go up to the person, do you feel like you're able to exchange, let's just say exchange information about each other? Like, okay, I'm a part of my environment, or blah, 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 blah. Do you feel, is that something you can you relate to that person on a heart level? Do you have the heart in your soul to care? So if you talk to the person, can you relate to them? Can you give a part of yourself to receive a part of them? What do I mean by that? It's because no conversation is just one way. At that point, it's not a conversation. It's you're talking at someone. So when it comes to the throat chakra, are you able to communicate with them? Are you able to get your message out? It's okay to start on a word here and there, but are you like this? That'd be good. And I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm saying that it might be something that you have to master. Some of the most genius people sometimes stumble on their words. Now, are you able to, in your third eye, can you see what that person's like? Can you see if they're a good person? And in the crown chakra, is that person a good person? Is this person someone who I'm even supposed to be talking to? Are they on my path for a reason? Is this a lesson? Is this person a lesson to me or a blessing? A lesson for something good or a lesson for something bad? Am I going to be a blessing to this person, or am I going to bless this person? Or I mean, is the person going to be a blessing towards me? Don't always look towards it like that. But even just being around the person, don't be like, oh, don't come near me if you're not a blessing towards me. It's a blessing just to talk to other people. It's the gift of life. We're alive, and you're doing well. A lot of people live in a hospital, so the gift of life is real. So when you're talking to the person in the conversations usually go a certain direction. They can go like this, they can go like this, they can go like this, or they can go like this. So monitor that conversation. Do you feel good when you talk to that person? Do you feel like it's just like going like this when you talk to them? Like, okay, this person's awesome. Like, okay, let's hang out next time. Oh, cool. You like basketball? I like basketball too. Oh, cool. So it's like, that's a connection. So your chakras are all agreeing with each other. Like, okay, versus you're talking to that person like, hey, I don't like anything about this, but I had a problem with this. Oh, no, yeah, bye, I hate that. Oh, and you're just like, well, you might not even know. You might not even know. You're like, ugh. But you'll walk away and that person complains so much, and you're like, I can't hold my eyes open. What's going on? You're just like, I feel like taking a nap. I just talked to someone and they're like the most negative Nancy. And then when you walk away, they're like, I feel so much better. Yay. And you're like, I can't hold my eyes open. And because they just sucked your energy, because you weren't aware that that person's energy was pulling you down. So you empath and got your emotions sucked out of you. Yay! It's not rude to cut people off if that person's not right to be around you. Be like, okay, I have to go. Like, bye. And they're like, no, stay. If it's a good person and they're really good and you're not getting your energy sucked out, then stay. If that person's awful and you're like, then like, okay, gotta run. It's not rude to protect your energy. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. I'll make more future videos about empathing. There's empathing plants. There's empathing nature. There's empathing angels. There's empathing as you can feel as to what someone's going through physically. That's a physical empath. That one's pretty extreme. But if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. I'm doing custom necklaces now for people on YouTube. You can DM Florida Stone Man on Instagram for your own custom necklace. Also check out the custom necklace reviews on my website, floridastoneman.com. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!